This video is supported by TBC Live. TBC Live is an app where you can tip NRL games as well as predict NRL games as they're happening live. You can chat with other people and content creators of rugby league. There is weekly IQ and ranked leaderboards as well as tipping competition. TBC Live has it all. Download TBC Live today. Hello, I'm back. Did you miss me? G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my NRL Round 1 tips. Now we saw two Vegas games on Sunday. It is now time for football in Australia and I'm very excited for the 2025 season. Let's get straight into it. We start off at Allianz Stadium where the Sydney Roosters host the Brisbane Broncos. Surprise, surprise, I'll actually be at this game. Now, I am heading to Melbourne for the Storm and Eels clash, which I'm excited for. So I won't be doing a vlog at this game. The hard launch of vlogs will be on Sunday. I might put up some TikTok videos, something like that for you guys. But as for this game, you know, you've got a very different Roosters side, lots of losses. So Mark Nawa, it's a tough name. Nawaqanitwas is in the centres with Robert Toya. I believe it's an NRL debut for Robert Toya. Yes, he's a debutant. And that's Mark's second game. Sandon Smith in jersey number 6 with Chad Townsend. Nafua White is in the starting front row. And the bench is Zach Docker-Clay, Siwa Wong, Blake Steep, who had a nice game last year, and Salisi Feketi. As for the Brisbane Broncos, you know, big guns, Reece Walsh, Selwyn Cobbo on the wing, Jemmet Shibasaki coming into the centres, Ben Hunt in jersey number 6 for the first time in Broncos colours for a long time. Then they've got Jack Jojeski coming into the second row with Corey Pates at hooker. So they have gone with a bit of a different side, new look side in 2025, similar to that of the trial. Billy Walters is still there via the bench in jersey number 14. Jensen, Willison, Xavier Willison and Brandon Piacora. So interesting game here. Now, I put the Roosters in 10th and the Broncos in 3rd. I think that the Broncos could be a little bit shaky to start the season overall, but I think they should win this game, and I think they should win it well. I know the Roosters are at home. They're going to have the crowd behind them here, but I think this Brisbane team looks tough to beat, and they need to put a statement on the Sydney Roosters to start their season. So I'm going to tip the Brisbane Broncos by 16 points here. I'm going to go with the Broncos to win 30 points to 14. And something's telling me it's between two players, but I'm going to go Jemmet Shibasaki in his Broncos debut to score the first try of the match in jersey number 4. I'll chuck in an any time for you, and that'll be Reece Walsh, probably off a Ben Hunt kick. Next up, it is the West Tigers hosting the Newcastle Knights, and Taruva will make his Tigers debut. Jarrell Skelton comes into the wing for his Tigers debut, and Jerome Luai, the new look number 7 for the Tigers, comes in with Tyrrell May as well. Jack Bird via the bench in jersey number 16. Charlie Staines and Latu Fainu miss out for this one. As for Newcastle, on the reserves, you can see Will Price, you can see Jackson Hastings and Adam Elliott. So the bench is Brayley, Jack Hetherington, Brodie Jones, Matt Croker. And their spine, they've gone with Ponga, Fletcher Sharp, Jack Cogger and Phoenix Crosland there. Really tough game to pick. I think Api Koroisau is a big out for the Tigers. I feel like there's another player out. Jareem Buller as well. So Heath Mason will be at jersey number 1, who he's got potential, but I don't know if he's there just yet. They've got some new players there. Taruva, Luai. I really want to get behind the Tigers and them to start the season at home for this game. And I have the Tigers tipped on tipping apps based on, ready to go sort of thing. But when I'm looking at this lineup, although I think Newcastle aren't in for the greatest of years, I think they win this game. Still got Ponga, Gagai, Marju, Fletcher Sharp, Pierce Paul. I think they're going to beat the Tigers. It's going to be a close game. I think it'll be a 6-point game. I'm going to go with the Knights to win this game. I'm going to change my tip. Newcastle to win 24 points to 18 in this one. Knights win it away by 6 to start their season, coming off some great trial form. And I'm going to go rough for the first try scorer. Jersey number 11, it's going to be Dylan Lucas. crossing over to score the first try of this match. Next up, it is the battle of Wayne Bennett versus his old club. It is the Dolphins taking on the South Sydney Rabbitohs. And the Rabbitohs, they're missing Cameron Murray, Latrell Mitchell, but they do get a boost in jersey number 4 by Campbell Graham. Jai Gray at the back, Tuss on the wing. So Isaiah Tuss coming back into the side. I think Alex Johnston's got an injury as well. Junior Totola has been named as good to go. The reserve of the Rabbitohs is Jaden Sullivan, Sylvia Havili, Tallis Duncan, and Tavita Totola. Bench for the Dolphins is interesting. It's Kurt Donahue, Connolly Lemalulu, Ray Stone, and Mark Nichols. So a lot of size, but I just don't know if there's cover if there is injury for the Dolphins there. Daniel Saifidi will make his Dolphins debut. The halves they've gone with is Cody Nikarima and Isaiah Katoa. Junior Tupou named on the wing in jersey number 5. And that's about it, with Max Plath moving to the back row after a stint in jersey number 9. Jeremy Marshall-King is back. As for the Rabbitohs, Jamie Humphries comes into jersey number 7 for his, is it NRL? No, it isn't NRL debut. He played for Manly. And Lachlan Hubner from the Dolphins, former Dolphin, comes in at lock. So Wayne Bennett will be looking to start his season well. They go in as underdogs for this team, missing quite a few players, but still a good team on paper. Both these sides look really strong. I'm going to go the Rabbitohs here. I'm going to go an upset. I'm going to go the South Sydney Rabbitohs to win this one by 8. I spoke about it in my pre-season predictions. I think the Rabbitohs are a team that are going to have a next man up mentality this year, and I think they're going to get a win by 8 points over the Dolphins. I'll go Souths to win 26 points to 18. And for this one, I'm going to go with Tyrone Munro to score the first try of the match. I feel like a winger is going to score here. I'll take your pick. I'll go Tyrone Munro. Next up, this is going to be a beauty. This game is at Cogra. It is the St. George Illawarra Dragons taking on the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Now, as for the Bulldogs, just looking at their team, Satili Tupanua comes in for his Bulldogs debut via the bench. Jamin Salmon, Harry Hayes, and Bailey Haywood make up the bench. As for the Dragons, their bench is Hamish Stewart, Jacob Little, Ryan Couchman, and Raymond Faitala Mariner. Tom Eisenhoof and Tyrell Sloan both overlooked on the reserves for this one. Obviously, Dragons debut for Clint Gutherson, Valentine Holmes, and Lachlan Ilias, as well as Damien Cook and Emre Gula. It's going to be interesting to see how the Dragons go this year. I tipped this team top 8. I tipped the Dogs just outside the top 8. I got them very, very close. I got them in 9th position. I look at this game though, and the Dogs have a very good record, especially in recent years against the Dragons. They beat this team convincingly last year. It's a new look Dragons team at home though, so I don't know who to pick here, and I think this game's going to go right down to the wire. So, I'm going to change my tip once again, and I'm looking at these teams, and I think there are some players that can open up games. And so, I'm going to tip the Dragons by 1 point. I'm going to go the Dragons to win over the Bulldogs, 21 points to 20. Back-to-back upsets there. Souths beat Dolphins and Dragons beat the Bulldogs. It's round 1. Anything can happen in the NRL. I did think the Dogs were going to win this game coming into it, but I think the Dragons can find a way to win it. I think Holmes' goal kicking is great as well. That could be a big factor. I'm going to go first try scorer. I just mentioned him, Valentine Holmes, in his Dragons debut. He's going to score the first try. And I'll go on any time for the Bulldogs. I think Viliami Kikau loves to try against the Dragons, so I'll go Viliami Kikau to score. Next up, it is the Manly Sea Eagles at home taking on the North Queensland Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys have Jackson Purdue, Viliami Viala in the centres. Jake Granville has been overlooked. It is Thomas Duffy with Tom Deard. It's the Toms half pairing, getting his NRL debut in jersey number 7. John Bateman in jersey 11. A bench of Cohen Hess, Griffin Neame, Harrison Edwards, Carl Lawton, Thomas McKaylee, Jake Clifford, and Jason Tamalolo on the reserve. Really interesting choice there with how much money he is on. As for the bench for the Seagull, it's Jake Simpkin, Ethan Bullymore, Corey Waddell, and Toff Sipley. Siasua Takiaho is back in the NRL in jersey number 10. And Jazz Tavaga has been promoted to jersey number 9. Lachlan Croker looks nowhere to be seen, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But Lachlan Croker is not on this starting team list, so interesting choice. The Manly Sea Eagles, they looked okay in the trials, but obviously they were beaten by a Penrith pretty B-grade team, missing a few players that they get back this week, you know. So I don't take too much out of that. I think Tom Trebojevic and Daly Cherry Evans are going to have a big season this year, and at home they'll want to get things started. And I look at this Cowboys team. I like Dearden, I like Drinkwater, I like Taulagi, I like Bateman. I think the forwards aren't that strong, and I think there's some real youth about this team, which could be one of two things. This could be a close game where the Cowboys natch a win, a lovely win for Cowboys fans, or they could get absolutely destroyed here. I think they get destroyed. I'm sorry, Cowboys fans. I think it's going to be a really tough outing in round one. I'm going to go Manly at home, be way too good for the Cowboys, and win this game by 20. Manly 32, the Cowboys 12. It's going to be ugly here. And first try scorer, I'm going to go with Tolutau Kula to score the first try of the match. And finally, on Sunday at Amy Park, I'll be there at Amy Park. The Storm taking on the Eels. The Eels, Isaiah Yongi is in. Zach Lomax in his Eels debut. Ronald Volkman comes into jersey number 7. Mitchell Moses has not overcome that foot injury. Really surprising. I hope to give you more news about this, but for right now, Mitchell Moses is not back. It was a massive shock to me today, and I think it sent some everyone was going nuts. Brandon Hands in jersey number 9. Riley Smith gets his NRL debut in jersey number 14. Joey Lussick is nowhere to be seen, which I think it's a good decision moving forward, as well as Bryce Cartwright, who I love, but Bryce Cartwright's not in this team. And right now, I think that's a good move. Jack Williams has been promoted to the starting back row in jersey number 11 for his Eels debut. The other players on the bench is Geimer, Madison, and Dury. Reserves of Josh Papali'i, Joey Lussick, and 2 players that haven't played first grade. As for the Melbourne Storm, there was some doubt around a few players. There was some doubt about Munster. There was some doubt about Hugh and some doubt about Pappenhausen. Well, they're all playing. This is a very scary Melbourne team coming off a grand final loss at home. So it's Pappenhausen, Munster, Hughes, Stefano Utuikamanu in his Storm debut, Harry Grant, bench is Tyron Wishart, Alec McDonald, Tui Kamikamika, and Lazarus Valapu. Very similar team to what they fielded last year, obviously minus Sua Farlongo. I'm going to be honest, man. I'd love to break the streak. Melbourne have won, 21 straight round 1 victories. I'd love Parramatta to do it. It's time for Jason Ross to step up. I'm going to be honest here, guys. I think it's going to be very, very tough. And I think missing Moses, our attack's not going to gel as good as it can be. I think there'll be signs of moments where Parramatta brilliance will come out individually. But as for getting a team-built victory, I just don't see it happening. I've got the Melbourne Storm winning this game, winning round 1, unfortunately against my boys by 16 points. I'm going the Storm to win 30 points to 14. God, I hope I'm wrong. But I do have Harry Grant for the first try scorer. He loves a try against the Eel. I'm so sick of Harry Houdini scoring against us. As for an any time for us Eels fans, I'm going to go Zach Lomax to score in his Eels debut. So those are my tips for the NRL Round 1, guys. Make sure you comment your tips below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're about 26 subscribers now from giving away an NRL membership at 5,000. That is so big. Make sure you check out TBC Live. I'll be on there for as many games as I can this weekend. I'm obviously heading to Melbourne and I'm heading on Thursday night. You'll get a vlog for the Eels Storm game. No vlog for Roosters Broncos, but check out the TikTok Entertain YT. I'll try and put something up. If you're new around here, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.